Jesus went regularly to the synagogue on Sabbath. His example should speak to us of the importance of community. The concept of a lone Christian, independent of the body, is not biblical. That there are some occasional examples of this in the Bible does not prove that this is God's plan. All through the scriptures, we see the model of God's people as a community, a group working together for the mutual benefit of each other and for the church as a whole. The body is a unit, and though it is made up of many parts, and though all its parts are many, they form one body. So it is with Christ. For we were all baptized by one Spirit into one body, whether Jews or Greek, slave or free, and we were all given the one Spirit to drink. Now the body is not made up of one part, but of many. If the foot should say, "Because I am not a hand, I do not belong to the body," it would not for that reason cease to be a part of the body. And if the ear should say, "Because I am not an eye, I do not belong to the body," it would not for that reason cease to be a part of the body. If the whole body were an eye, where would be the sense of hearing be? If the whole body were an ear, where would the sense of smell be? But in fact, God has arranged the parts in the body, every one of them, just as He wanted them to be. If they were all one part, whether would the body be? As it is, there are many parts, but one body. The eye cannot say to the hand, "I don't need you," and the head cannot say to the feet, "I don't need you." On the contrary, those parts of the body that seem to be weaker and are indispensable, and the parts that we think are less honorable, retreat with special honor. And the parts that are unpresentable are treated with special modesty, while our presentable parts need no special treatment. But God has combined the members of the body and has given greater honor to the parts that lacked it, so that there should be no division in the body, but that it is a part and should have equal concern for each other. If one part suffers, every part suffers with it. If one part is honored, every part rejoices with it. Now you are the body of Christ, and each one of you is a part of it. And in the church of God has appointed, first of all apostles, second prophets, third teachers, then workers of miracles, all those having gifts of healing, those able to help others, those with the gift of administration, and those with speaking in different kinds of tongues. Are all apostles? Are all prophets? Are all teachers? Do all work miracles? Do all have gifts of healing? Do all speak in tongue? Do all interpret? But eagerly desire the great gifts. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 12 through 31. Ephesians 4, verse 15 and 16. Instead, speaking the truth in love, we will in all things grow up into Him who is the head, that is Christ. From Him the whole body, joined and held together by every supporting ligament, grows and builds itself up in love as each part does its work. What do these verses tell us about our role and place in a larger church community? How interesting, too, that in recent years, reputable studies are showing that those who attend and participate in church services, compared to those who don't on a regular basis, are less likely to suffer from substance abuse, more likely to be sexually responsible, less involved in risky behaviors, more likely to practice business and work-related ethics, more likely to enjoy a richer social network and group support, more likely to display higher levels of self-esteem and personal efficacy, more likely to cope better with losses, death of dear ones, calamities, health complication, etc., more likely to harbor positive emotions, love, forgiveness, contentment, etc., less likely to harbor negative emotions, guilt, fear, hostility, anger. Belonging to a church can be a great source of blessing. Such an environment can be therapeutic for soul and body. True, at times, problems arise in the community and some leave angry and bitter. But more often than not, those who work through their problems can find in the church support and fellowship and encouragement that they might not get anywhere else. Think about what the church could be like if every member took to heart these words from Paul. Carry each other's burdens, and in this way you will fulfill the law of Christ. Galatians 6 verse 2. Questions. What is your relationship to your local church body? Are you a giver or a taker? Why at times might you need to be a taker? At the same time, if we all went to church with the attitude of giving ourselves when and where we could, what kind of community would we have?